Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our second part. So here's example number 2 worked out. 1, 2, 3 are x, y, and z values respectively. And as we substitute, I color-coded so you can see our substitution. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is in fact 6. No work done there. For our second equation, so 2 times 1 is 2, subtract 2 is 0, plus 3 is 3. We have a second true statement. For this one, so notice that there's no y variable here. We have x and z, and that's okay. So we only need the 1 for the x and the 3 for the z. So 3 times 1 is 3, subtract 3 is 0. Now we can observe that all 3 equations are true. So therefore, this coordinate 1, 2, 3 is a solution to the system of equations. So what we've gone over is how to tell if an ordered triple is a solution to a system. So now we transition on to how do we actually solve this. And we'll start with using simple substitution today. Alright. Where we want to begin is we have 3 equations. We want to start with the equation that has one variable. One equation, one variable. I can solve it by undoing PEMDAS and doing the opposite operations. So here we get 2 times y equals 16. So I need you to understand that when I put a number and a letter next to each other, nothing in between them, it implies multiplication. So then the opposite of multiplication is division. So we divide both sides by 2, and what we get is y equals, and 16 divided by 2 is 8. What we have right now is one part of our solution. Remember, we still need an x and a z. So now I can look at an equation with 2 variables, but what's special is it has to use the y that we found. If we substitute the y here, x is the only variable left, and therefore we can find that x value. So our second step, so we have 3x minus 8 equals negative 20. So yet again, we're undoing PEMDAS, and we're doing the opposite operation. So to get x by itself, we undo the subtract by 8, and the opposite of subtracting is adding. We bring down the 3x. Negative 8 plus 8 is 0. So we call the identity element of addition. You can add 0, subtract 0, it doesn't change anything. So now we just have 3x on the left side. On the right side, we're combining a negative 20 and 8. So the negative's larger. Our sum is going to be negative. And because they're different signs, it's like I'm subtracting them. So 20 minus 8 is 12. Like the first step, here the 3 and the x are multiplying, so we undo the multiplication by 3 by dividing by 3. And so x equals negative divided by positive is negative, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So now we know that x equals negative 4. So we can continue this process by finding the last letter that we're missing, which right now is z. So we come to this last equation that has all of the variables in it. And we're going to substitute. So we get negative 2 slide that up just a little bit. Okay, so negative 2 times negative 4 plus 3 times 8 minus 4z, and this equals 12. So negative 2 times negative 4 gives us a positive 8. Negative times negative is positive, and 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 8 is 24. And we can bring down the minus 4z, and it still equals 12. Before we start solving an equation, we want to simplify both sides of the equation. And so we combine like terms, and we undo parentheses. And so here, the 8 and the 24 can be combined together, and it gives us 32. We can bring down the minus 4z, and it equals 12. Now that we've simplified both sides of the equation, we can start solving. So I have a number term, a z term, and a number term. I want to get the number terms together, as well as get the z by itself. I can subtract 32 from this side. To maintain equality, I do it to the other side. Yet again, that gives us 0. We can bring down the minus 4z, and we get 12 minus 32. So the negative is bigger. 32 minus 12 is 20. And our last step is to divide by negative 4 on both sides. So I'll show that here on the side. So we get negative 4z equals negative 20. Divide by negative 4. And we get z equals negative divided by negative is a positive, and 4 goes into 20 5 times. What we have in the end of this is our solution. And our solution can be written the way that we've written it individually, or we can write it collectively as an ordered triple. So we have the x value of negative 4, the y value of 8, and the z value of 5. And that is our solution. If you'd like to try example number 4 on your own, go ahead, and at the start of my next video, I'll have number 4 worked out, and we'll do number 5 together.